You tuned in to the 7-Day Theory. Hard body, hard spirit.
But that was old when him and what's his name? There's no beef, right? Yeah.
I mean, put it like this. When that happened, we all had it on tape a long time ago, but collectively, it just seemed embarrassing for Harlem. And, for me, family, if we truly are family, should be kept, families fight, but the rest of the world don't need to see that. I didn't think, it didn't look like it went in his favor in that moment, you know what I'm saying? But, I just felt real disrespected that he had brought some people down to even think about doing something to me. And my girl was out there, his girl was out there. But it was like some fights you just don't even be proud of. It's like being your child. So you don't be like, yo, I just spanked my kid. And I'm not saying he's my child, but I know him young, and it's like to see that version of him is a lot different. Like I said, his name was JoMo before Jim Jones. He became Jim Jones, but I know JoMo. So I'm not saying that's soft or whatever, but I know that version could not beat me. You know what I'm saying? And or at least I had to see. But either way, as a man, somebody comes to your establishment, it'd be like someone coming in here. It was the reason why when I had a barbershop, I would feel any kind of violation in the barbershop was a violation to me. Like, this is my spot, you got to take that up. And if you did something like rob somebody in my spot, now I got to come see you. And that type of stuff would happen. So I'm like, man, I get in so much trouble when I'm outside because I feel like I'd rather go out on my shield and get beat up. I have to get beat up before, especially if it ain't no guns or nothing, before I'm gonna just let somebody straight disrespect me. Or like if somebody goes stick them up, pause like that, I gotta see the gun. You know what I'm saying? Like show me the gun. I'll give it to you, but just show me.
I'm gonna give it to you.
But just show me a gun. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna give you.
Don't bluff me. But when he said make it was in his establishment. Cause that just like somebody come to your house.
Well, it was a misunderstanding between Chrissy and my girl about Lady Vampire, and it was something that happened the way they spoke to each other. But Chrissy came down first, and we had resolved it because I know Chrissy. I've known her for years, way before Jim. And then he pulled up because he called me, and I kind of like hung up on him because he was popping it. And he was like, "I'm coming to see you." I was like, "I'll be over there." And I didn't really believe that he could ever disrespect me and bring some other people to come hurt me. Wow. I couldn't believe that. It'd be like me telling somebody to punch my uncle in the face. You know what I mean? If I got a problem with my uncle, then I just gotta fight my uncle. But I ain't gonna never have no stranger, no one I don't know do that. And I just couldn't believe, because he was like, yo, punch him in his face. And I was like, I couldn't believe it. So, a good thing. It's good that nothing happened because
for sure.
I'm not gonna say I'm the toughest guy in the world. Like regardless to whether I would have lost that day or not, eventually I feel like I would have won. So I felt like it wouldn't be good to jeopardize a bunch of people's lives for no reason. Like again, a real friend is never gonna send someone else to put themselves in danger. You're gonna put yourself in danger before the people you care about. So I was just like, but either way, it wasn't nothing that we was all celebrating. It was like that was back. It was like we can't be the unit that we once was.
What up, my people? You tuned into the 7-Day Theory. Hard body, hard spirit. Check this. See, this is why I mess with Dame Dash. This is why I rock with Dame Dash. Real nigga. He's a real nigga. He's a real man's man. A real man, right? Because he had the video. He had the video for years. Him and Freaky, they had it. This happened years ago. He said he didn't want to put it out. Now, he could have been petty if he was somebody like a 50 Cent or somebody like that, and he was real petty with it and real childish in his ways. He would have been put this video out. He would have been put it out. But because he's not, and because they didn't put it out then, because it wasn't a good look for Harlem, these two brothers, Jim Jones, Dame Dash, they're from Harlem, and really, they're really close and tight. Like he said in the video, it'd be like him fighting or beating up his nephew or somebody like that. Because if y'all don't know, Dame Dash is older than Jim Jones. Jim Jones is younger. He knew Jim Jones before he was the rapper Jim Jones. He was JoMo before that, right? And he knows the true him before he started all this, before the blood shit, before he was just this tough rapper, right? He knew Jim Jones since he was a teenager, or maybe younger than that, I don't know. But he knew him before the world knew him. They're both from Harlem. And he said he didn't put it out because it would have been a bad look. It wasn't a good look for Harlem for them two to be fighting and squabbling. And really, nothing happened. To be honest, it was an argument. Like Jim told somebody to do something to Dame, but they didn't they didn't throw not one punch. They didn't push. They didn't do nothing. All Jim Jones did, the dudes that Jim Jones was with didn't even say nothing. It was just Jim Jones and Dame Dash going back and forth. And Dame Dash was like, look, if I'm going to take it, he's like, look, I'll fight y'all if y'all want to fight. What's up? If y'all don't know, Dame Dash used to box. He got hands for real. He was like, if I'm going to take an ass whoop, let me take an ass whoop. I'm going to look good doing it, though. And he's like, come on, let's get it over with. But he also said, it's why I really rock with Dame Dash, because he's not going to back down from a fight. Like I said, he was a boxer before. He got hands. Unless somebody got a strap, he's gonna fight it out. He's not gonna believe somebody that's just gonna be like, well, I'll beat your ass, and he's gonna be like, oh, for real, and be scared and not fight. No, you gonna have to show him that, yeah, you can beat me, right? Pause. That's what real men do, right? Real men. There's no, like I said, there is no dishonor in losing a fight. There ain't. Now, does it do you feel good after you lose a fight? Hell no, but there's no dishonor in it. The only dishonor is running from a fight or evading a fight, right? That's the only dishonor is not fighting, right? And Jim Jones pulled up and he called him out to a fade. Dame Dash said, I'll fight, me and you fight, Jim Jones. He said he called him out, had his shirt off and everything. Jim Jones didn't fight him. Right, and these brothers was close. Big shout out to Dame Dash for staying on his principles like a man. And I like what he said when he said, if I got a problem with a family member, cousin, uncle, whoever, I'm not going to have somebody call some of my friends that are gang members and tell them to beat him up. No, or beat them up. No, I'm going to talk to my family member. And if me and my family member got to fight it out, that's what I'm going to do. Right. That's what real men do. If you got a problem with somebody, you see that person man to man, face to face, right? Address your issues. And if it leads to a fight, but at least you're addressing the situation and not going to get, hey, let me go get 10 of these dudes so I could beat my cousin up. Like, who does that? That's wild. That's wild. And he said he was really surprised that, like, Dame Dash was really surprised because he also said that his girl and Chrissy, because shout out to Chrissy because she really got in between. It was the peacemaker for real and stopped everybody from fighting. But Dame Dash's girl and Jim Jones' girl, they had gotten to a little disagreement with Lady Vampire or whatever, the little clothing line. So Jim Jones called Dame Dash like, I'm gonna come see you. He was popping it. Dame hung up on him and because he was popping it, and he said, I'm gonna come see you. Now he didn't think that he was about to bring some gang members to come see him. He thought he was like, all right, I'll be here. What's up? He wasn't running. He wasn't ducking, nothing. And Jim Jones, instead of coming by himself like a man and addressing Dame Dash, he brought a whole bunch of some gang members and then tried and failed to have them beat him up. Like, it just shows that Dame Dash is a real man and ain't gonna back down from a fight. And I salute that. Even if he thought he was going to get beat up, he still was going to fight. So, I rock with Dame Dash. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Memberships, $1.99 a month. I will shout your name out at the end of every video if you do sign up for the membership. Shout out to the two members, Angela Reddick, John Paul. Keep your head up and your eyes open. I'm out.
You're now listening to the 7 Day Theory. Hard body, hard soul, hard